Today I'm going to be talking about how I think Manchester United should line up next season. Let's get straight into this. Hey guys, it is Finn here. That is of course FYNN, and I'm so upset because I keep recording this video. I just spoke for 12 minutes straight with no mistakes and it didn't record, so I'm so upset about that. And before you comment, I'm wearing a beanie for 3 reasons. I want to see if my hair isn't so green from the green screen anymore. It is very cold here and my hair is flopping like Phil Jones today. But of course, if you guys do enjoy this video, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification to be fully aware when I do upload videos so you can see more of them. Now, of course, let's get straight into goalkeeper. I think David De Gea would be our best choice. Look, he didn't have the best season last season and lots of people said they would like Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid over him. But I still think David De Gea is our best option. I think he's a great goalkeeper. And considering the defenders we had in front of him, I think we would have been 12th on the table if we didn't have David De Gea. I still think he is our best option. No more words about that. Our substitute goalkeeper, I'd love to see Dean Henderson. I mean, I absolutely love Romero. He is getting a bit older now, and Dean Henderson had an absolutely amazing season at Sheffield United. Of course, he got the Golden Glove in the English Championship to get Sheffield United promoted to the Premier League last season. And I think he's a great young 22-year-old goalkeeper, been out on loans for the last 4 years. I'd love to get him a chance, see how he does when it comes to English Cups and the Europa League, and to see what he really has and if he has the potential to be a good future Manchester United goalkeeper. I'd just love to see that young kind of goalkeeper and just prepare more for the future. Now, defense-wise, I'm very excited to talk about this in the video, but defenders, we've got quite a bit of potential if you look at it. Left wing, I think Luke Shaw has to start. I mean, one of our hardest working players last season, ran a lot up and down and really did contribute more this season compared to any other season at Manchester United. I think he's a really good left back. Our player of the season last season, whether you thought it was Lindelof or Shaw, you have to admit that Shaw was definitely an improvement over last seasons or over the last few seasons. And of course, I mean, his understudy had to be Ashley Young, I think, because it's either Darmian or the young Mitchell. But I'd start at the moment at Ashley Young, just because I think he's not the worst player in the world to start or to be on bench for the last 10 minutes if Luke Shaw is a bit tired, because Luke Shaw's not the fittest. So I would put Young there on the left back side as a reserve at the moment until we can buy or get someone else in that left back position, because as I said, Darmian might leave and Mitchell may be a bit too inexperienced at the moment. Right backside has to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm so excited that we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's going to be absolutely amazing for Manchester United. Defense-wise, he is absolutely a crucial element to Manchester United. He will be the difference. And of course, compared to Ashley Young, he is an actual right back. And I think, I've spoken about defensive-wise in another video of mine where I spoke about the Wan-Bissaka signing in general. You guys can check that video up above. I'll link that. You guys can check Aaron Wan-Bissaka also great attacking-wise when he does get forward and get crosses into the box. He has a conversion rate of 33% when it comes to crossing, which is actually incredible and a huge improvement over Ashley Young. And just overall, I'm very excited to see him. And of course, the reserve term would be Delot, the young right back brought in by Mourinho. And I think those two could give each other enough competition to really improve each other's game. Now, of course, the centre backs I'd put there. First one, I'd have to put Harry Maguire. Look, I'd absolutely love to get De Ligt there, but I don't think that's very realistic at the moment, because he would probably choose Barcelona over Manchester United. Plus, it seems like he's agreed some sort of deal with Juventus. So until that is confirmed, I would choose Harry Maguire over them. I mean, he's a strong, very composed centre-back, and he's got Premier League experience. I think he could be great at Manchester United. Now, of course, the centre-back partnership is a potential future captain. I would put Lindelof there. Lindelof, very strong centre-back, did improve a lot over this last season, didn't have the best start at Manchester United, but I think he's got a lot of fight and power for Manchester United. Very good centre-back on his day. And yeah, as I said, a very big improvement over Smalling or Phil Jones. And yeah, when our captain Young was all hands on hips at the end of the season when we kept losing, Lindelof was the player shouting to get back on the field and fight for a win. And of course, the centre-back reserves I'd put has to be Eric Bailly. I'd love to see him start, and I'd love to see a strong Manchester United defence of Shaw, Lindelof, Bailly and Wan-Bissaka. But Bailly on the bench just for now, just because I don't think he's quite ready to start at Manchester United, because he has been injury prone and he hasn't had a full season where he is fit. So until he can do that, he is on the bench, but I'd love to start him one day. Other centre-back has to be Axel Tonzebe. He did get promoted with Aston Villa last season, and I think he was very strong, pacey, composed centre-back for them, and I think he could be a huge part of Manchester United in the future. I mean, he could be in the starting lineup next season at least, I would say, but just until we see him get some first-team games under his belt at Manchester United, he is on my bench, but for the future, I'm very excited. Now, of course, before I get into the midfielders, if you guys haven't seen, I do post a bunch of stuff on social media of when I do upload and just a bunch of other pictures. So, of course, you guys can check Finn Kraus Football on both Facebook and Instagram and see when I do upload videos. Now, my midfielders, I have to start off with Paul Pogba. Whether you love him or hate him, I have also done a video about whether I think it would benefit us or him if he leaves Manchester United. Check that video up above or the link down below. I think Paul Pogba still most assists at Manchester United last season, most goals. He could have fought harder, but I think Paul Pogba is still very crucial parts to Manchester United, and I don't think we should get rid of him yet. I wouldn't put him as my captain to this team because there are rumors of him saying he wants to leave, and of course the captain, you can't have a captain who doesn't want to stay for the club anymore. Centre mid I would put with him, I would love to get in Ruben Neves from Wolves because I think he's a strong centre mid, and of course we'll be taking away a very good player and a very important player to a team that is very close behind Manchester United on the table, and that could be a very strong power move, and of course we could get a very strong player. Now, of course, my last midfielder is an attacking midfielder. If we get Bruno Fernandes from Lisbon, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Of course, we are favourites to get him at the moment, but assist-wise, goal-wise, he is absolutely amazing, and he could change Manchester United around fully. He could also go a bit more forward and be a centre forward. Now, of course, the reserves I put behind those, Fred and McTominay as our centre mid reserves. I think McTominay has a lot of passion, a lot of fight, more passion than most Manchester United players at the moment. I just think he's not quite starter ready, or he shouldn't actually be a starter yet. I think we should still strive for better, but in the next season or two, if he does become a starter, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's already kind of a starter. Fred, of course, didn't have the best start to Manchester United, but I think in the future he could still be very good. I think he still has to settle in. And of course, Lingard as an attacking midfielder. I think he could be a great bench player, but I don't think he's quite ready to start for Manchester United yet. Or not yet, just not at all. I don't think he's got Manchester United quality unless he moves to another Premier League club, but I don't think he should start for Manchester United. Love him or hate him, it's up to you. I've made a video about what I do really truly think of him and the whole Glazers out thing. You guys can check that video up as well. But yeah, you could also play Mata in that position. He has signed a new contract and he is a very good bench player at least. Now, of course, my two wings, Anthony Martial on the left wing side, very good player. He doesn't really show the kind of skill that he first did at Manchester United, but if we can get him in that kind of momentum that he can actually get, because we all know at parts of the season he has moments where he's absolutely amazing. That was beginning of last season, for example. But if he can get into that momentum in this team, I'll definitely start him left wing. And of course, Daniel James just behind him. I think he's a very probably a fastest player at Manchester United right now. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he could be a great, crucial player for Manchester United, just not starter quality yet. Some first team games under his belt still. Right wing side, I'd have to put, right wing side, I have to put Rashford. Now, I think Rashford would be a very good striker option, but I don't think he's quite ready to be alone up front yet. If I did put him there, I would start him with another striker just so that he can get still, because I think he has a lot to learn still, and I don't think he's ready to start alone yet. Unless you do put Bruno Fernandes in a centre-forward position right behind Rashford, where they can pass and link together and get those goals. That's the only way I'd put him there. But of course, he has signed a new contract for like 200,000 a week, which is absolutely incredible. And for that kind of money, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it yet. But yeah, I would say for that kind of money and the quality player he is, I wouldn't put him on the bench. I'd at least put him on a right-wing position where he is still very pacey and skillful. Now, of course, behind him, I would put Andreas Pereira from Manchester United, the right-wing Brazilian player. He has showed a lot. Of course, got the goal of the season for Manchester United last season, but I think he's not quite starter quality yet, but I think he is absolutely amazing and shows so much potential. Striker-wise, Aubameyang, I would absolutely love to get as a striker. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, though, because, I mean, we are heavily linked to him, but it seems like we have agreed some sort of terms with Ben Yedder. So just to be realistic, I will put Ben Yedder in there. Look, not the worst striker in the world. He does get lots of goals. He does get lots of assists. Had an amazing season last season with Sevilla. Is getting a bit older, but overall I would have preferred Icardi or Aubameyang over them, but I won't put them in purely because it seems like we are linked to Ben Yedder. Now, of course, Alexis Sanchez not in the squad, as I did mention, just purely because I think all these other players would do better than him. I think for him to do well, he has to move on to another club. Greenwood I would put as a reserve striker on the bench for Ben Yedder, because seeing what he did against Cardiff in the last game of last season, I think he's definitely got so much potential and a lot of Manchester United in his blood, and I think he's a great player for the future. Now, of course, some honourable mentions would be Bale, only if we get him on a one-year loan. Coutinho and Dembele, we just have so many wings. I don't know if we would fit them in over unless we get Dembele and put him on a reserve, but that wouldn't work, and Coutinho I don't think would match our system. Mtiti from Barcelona, I would prefer Harry Maguire, player with more Premier League experience over him. Koulibaly getting a bit on the older side. De Ligt linked with Juventus, and of course Maddison from Leicester City. I would start him on the condition that we don't get Bruno Fernandes. I wouldn't get both of them, but otherwise I'd put Bruno Fernandes over him. But if you guys have enjoyed, please do subscribe to this channel and help me grow. I will put my icon there. Click on that and you will subscribe to my channel. Previous videos all around me, click on those videos to support the channel. And of course, guys, this has been Finn, FYWN, Glory, Man United. Stay awesome. Cheers.